Welcome to AsiaOne presents Let's Make India Great, Viksit Bharat at 2047, a series aligned with the Indian government's roadmap to realizing the vision of a developed India by 2047, marking a century of independence. This series highlights the essence of the Viksit Bharat initiative, fostering inclusive growth and ensuring every citizen contributes to the nation's advancement.
सबसे पहले मैं एशिया वन मैगजीन और रजत राज शुक्ल जी का हार्दिक धन्यवाद करता हूं कि लगातार 25 साल से ये एशियन बिजनेस एंड सोशल फोरम जो है अनेक लोगों को यहाँ बुलाकर वैश्विक चर्चा, देश की चर्चा, अनेक समस्याओं की चर्चा, उद्योग क्षेत्र में कैसे हमारी प्रगति हो सकती है, दुनिया के साथ कैसा कंपटीशन किया जा सकता है, इसी तरह का इनका प्रयत्न बहुत ही अच्छा प्रयत्न है.
Happy to partner the government of India, where we are running now a television series with our partners, which is called the Viksit Bharat 2047. Let's Make India Great, where I invite so many of you as leaders to come and share your inputs, what all you're doing, how your brands are creating excellence that can actually take India to a developed nation status in the next few years.
We are pleased to introduce our guest for this episode, Mr. Sameer Kanodia. Sameer Kanodia is the Managing Director and CEO of Lumina Datamatics Limited, leading operations and strategic initiatives. With over 20 years in the IT and services industry, he's driven significant growth, expanded the company's global presence, and enhanced financial performance. Sameer champions innovation through advanced technologies like artificial intelligence and big data and data analytics, establishing Lumina Datamatics as an industry leader. Sameer Kanodia, it's an honor to have you join us in studio. So Sameer, as a leader spearheading one of the most trusted Indian origin service providers in the global publishing and retail space, how do you see Lumina Datamatics contributing to India's vision of becoming a developed, knowledge-driven economy by 2047?
India's journey to becoming a developed, knowledge-driven economy hinges on intellectual capital, innovation, and digital empowerment. By delivering technology-enabled solutions to global publishers and retailers, we are essentially exporting Indian intellect and capability to the world. What truly sets India apart is the scale and quality of our human capital, a large, educated, and English-speaking population. This positions India as a strategic business hub for the future. At Lumina Datamatics, our tagline, "We manage knowledge," which reflects the confluence of content, commerce, and technology. Our clients include 9 of the world's top publishers and 3 of the top 5 global retailers. Our commitment to process excellence and automation helps global enterprise become smarter and faster. We are building a robust ecosystem and skilled professionals within India. Our mission is to sign up with the Viksit Bharat 2047 vision to elevate India as a global hub for knowledge, intensive and tech-enabled services.
Now, with clients that include 9 of the world's top 10 publishers and 3 of the top 5 global retailers, Lumina Datamatics stands at the intersection of content, commerce, and technology. So how has your leadership driven innovation in this space, and how can such innovation shape India's global positioning in the digital age?
Innovation is about adopting the latest technology and solving real-world problems. We focus on building IP-led platforms and AI-powered solutions that enhance editorial workflows, enable personalized commerce, and accelerate decision-making. We combine technology, software, AI, quality, and invest in human resources. This approach allows us to deliver value to our clients. The combination of domain expertise and technology has made us a trusted partner to the world's leading publishers and retailers. Our efforts have also been recognized with awards, including the IMC Ramana Krishna Bajaj National Quality Award, which affirms our commitment to business excellence and continuous improvement. As India positions itself as a digital-first nation, innovations like ours become proof points of how Indian enterprises can lead with both scale and excellence.
Operational agility and reduced time to market are crucial in today's fast-paced content economy. So under your guidance, how has Lumina Datamatics empowered global businesses, and how can these capabilities be aligned with India's goal of becoming a global digital hub by 2047.
Speed, scale, and quality are essential in the digital content and commerce world. At Lumina Datamatics, we've re-engineered traditional workflows through automation, agile delivery models, and AI integration. These innovations reduce time to market for our clients by up to 40% in some cases. Our ability to deliver is backed by India's tech-driven workforce. This combination of scale and skill positions India as a natural global hub for digital services. By investing in centers of excellence and upskilling programs, we are ensuring that India's talent continues to lead from the front. We are not just supporting global digital transformation, we're enabling India's rise to the world's most agile, future-ready service ecosystems.
With AI, automation, and buyer insights rapidly transforming both the publishing and the retail industries, how is Lumina Datamatics leveraging these technologies, not only to serve global clients, but also to build future-ready digital capabilities within India's service ecosystem?
AI and automation are essential to our strategy, whether it's intelligent content enrichment for publishers or dynamic pricing engines for retailers. Our platforms leverage advanced analytics and machine learning to deliver real-time insights and automation. What's equally important is where and how these innovations are built. With our 6,500 strong team, we have over 500 dedicated technology professionals who are constantly innovating. By shifting the perception of India from a back-office processes to a frontline innovator, we are contributing to a more self-reliant and future-proof digital India.
Now, as someone leading a 6,500 plus strong global workforce, how do you envision India's talent landscape evolving to meet global service standards? And what role does leadership in skill development, digital literacy, and smart employment play in achieving the Viksit Bharat vision?
India's greatest asset is its talent and an educated and English-speaking population. But to compete globally, we must shift from volume to value. That means investing in skill development, digital literacy, and domain-specific expertise. At Lumina Datamatics, certified by Great Place to Work twice in a row, we encourage continuous learning. We are focused on nurturing coders, content specialists, critical thinkers, and problem solvers. Leadership plays a pivotal role in the journey. It's about having a culture of curiosity, agility, and accountability. As we look ahead of 2047, it is the kind of empowerment and future-ready talent that will be bedrock of a developed, self-reliant India.
Sir, thank you so much for taking the time to join us in studio, and we wish you and team all the very best for what lies ahead.
We are pleased to introduce you to our next guest, Mr. Piyush Jha, the Group Vice President and the Head of Asia Pacific, the Managing Director of Asia Pacific at Global Logic. He's had experience of leading global teams and driving the APAC strategy at Global Logic, where he has also fostered innovation and digital transformation. In fact, as a founding member of Global Logic, he has established design labs and collaborated with clients on next generation products. He also holds an integrated BTech and MTech in computer science and mathematics from IIT Delhi, and also is a member of the Economic Times Leadership Council and the Forbes Technology Council. Mr. Piyush Jha, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
As the head of Global Logic for India and also for Asia Pacific, can you help us understand how exactly India's product engineering capabilities are going to contribute to the dream, this national ambition of a Viksit Bharat by 2047?
Our national ambition is to become the powerhouse of the world by 2047. I think the things that need to happen differently is we start developing products, not just of our own, but in software balanced products for the world. And if you look at the software landscape of India, that is what has changed in the last few years. We always used to do a lot of software development. We always had a lot of people who could code. But in the last 8 to 10 years, we have started developing a lot of products for ourselves. If you look at products like Paytm or Myntra or Flipkart or Snapdeal, they're world-class products coming out like anything. Some of these products in the digital economy era compete with the best of the world, possibly are better than the best of the world. And that started to make all global companies sit up and think that products can be done in India end to end. So rather than delegating the matter of just coding into India, we are having end to end products developed in India. And that is exactly where Global Logic plays a very significant role, because for the last 25 years of our existence, we have always believed in developing products end to end. If you work on technologies that make a child who has never spoken or never heard anything hear the first words and look at the bliss on the mom's face, or if you look at innovating and working on insulin pumps or the best software in the world, that is what makes you stand tall and proud. And I think that is the genesis of the new India that we are talking about.
How do you think India should leverage that advantage? The fact that we have brains that can manage huge technological firms, and also at the same time, the fact that we are not just a nation that is creating good, smart tech workers, but also creating innovation and also ensuring that globally as well, we are creating world-class products. How do you think, the focus of Global Logic and its investments, for example, in Velocity AI, how are all of these things helping, the entire goal of Viksit Bharat?
I think our engineers have always been very diligent and ingenious at creating new things. So, our guys would like to experiment and create stuff that did not exist before. If I look at our own generative AI story, it started in 2021 with a company called Graphy, where we wanted to develop medtech articles. And we went on to auto-produce those articles. And mind you, this was before ChatGPT broke the space. Our first generative AI release went to production in 2021. That gave us the confidence that we could do a lot of this stuff around generative AI, metaverse, IoT, and the technologies around them. With Hitachi, it has been a blessing of the fact that we could invest a lot in these technologies. We have created a brand new platform that we're calling Velocity AI, which works with the developer across the life cycle stages to speed up development. If you could do requirements in 4 weeks' time, can you do that today in a week's time? If you could do development at a certain rate, can you do that development at 30% faster rate? If you could take products to market in 18 months' time, can you do that in 12 months' time? And we can do that today with platforms like Velocity AI that we have. We're also now investing a lot into agentic AI. If we have to configure a team of 10 personnel today, 7 of them could be humans and 3 could be bots or agents that would work alongside humans. They don't get tired, they don't make a lot of mistakes, and they would just work alongside humans to produce code and produce products that we intend to produce. So I think our movement and investment in doing that is yielding fruit today. And I am extremely hopeful that this will be a grand opening into 2047 that we're talking about.
The entire narrative of Viksit Bharat cannot be complete without a skilled workforce. This is the elephant in the room that we need to talk about, and I'm sure a lot of companies need to talk about as well. And it's interesting and it's commendable, the kind of partnerships you're also doing with engineering colleges and all of these institutions as well. So again, at the end of the day, what sort of efforts do you think need to be put, and what is Global Logic doing in ensuring that we don't just have human resource, which we have in abundance, but it is skilled and it is industry ready as well?
I think there are 2 parts to the answer here. One of them, I feel we are already doing. The second, I think we need to do more of.
Right.
What we need to do more of, what India needs to do more of, is take the investment into the quality higher education a notch ahead.
Right.
What we got into doing with the motion that we were seeing around software development and computer science and engineering was we started a lot of colleges that were teaching people languages and applications and stuff around that. We need to invest more into building algorithmic knowledge, into building out data science capabilities and things like them. And I'm sure colleges are realizing that. We are into discussions with 8 to 10 different engineering colleges, which we have partnerships with. There's an industry academia collaboration that we run, and these colleges essentially teach Global Logic sponsored courses in their 5th and 6th semester. In the 7th semester, we go in to the campuses and hire quite a few of them. I'm a big believer in the fact that the fresh talent that comes from the market, and this contrary to what a lot of other firms are doing today, because we bet pretty heavily on experience, which is good, but we should also bet pretty heavily on the youth. They come disruptive, they come hard, and they don't carry a baggage. They don't have to unlearn. They just need to learn the new ropes that the industry is teaching them today. We have a lot of good partnerships with these engineering colleges where we get a lot of talent from. We have started hiring pretty heavily from IITs and NITs around, and we feel those guys will change the game. They will come in, disrupt the industry. A lot of our hackathons are, by the way, won by freshers who come in fresh. I'm a big believer in that talent, and I feel that that's something that we should keep investing more and more on.
Sustainability is also a major pillar when it comes to the Viksit Bharat narrative. How do we ensure that there is sustainability, and how is Global Logic through its initiative like zero carbon offices and afforestation ensuring that while we develop, while there are sprawling offices, there's a good working environment for everyone, at the same time sustainability is also at the heart of the development?
We have started our offices clean of any single-use plastic. 4 of our offices are zero carbon offices. We are investing not just in doing stuff around sustainability, but also creating sustainability software that would gamify the whole arena and make sustainability a common person's movement rather than the government movement or the corporate movement alone.
We're pleased to introduce you to our next guest, Dr. Vishal Varke. Dr. Vishal Varke is the Director of R&D in Animal Cell Culture, Immunology, Plant Tissue Culture, and Hydroponics at Hyde Media Laboratories Private Limited. He's a visionary leader in biotechnology who has transformed the landscape of cell culture, diagnostics, and sustainable agriculture. With over 2 decades of innovation, he has pioneered critical advancements into vaccine media, COVID-19 diagnostics, and hydroponic systems. Recognized with the prestigious Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council Innovator Award, his work continues to drive progress in science and healthcare. Dr. Varke, it's a pleasure to have you join us in studio.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Viksit Bharat, or the vision of a fully developed India by 2047, a century after independence, is very personal to us. But in your professional capacity, sir, what role do you anticipate that the biosciences sector will play in making that vision materialize?
The key pillars of a Viksit or a developed nation are the bioeconomy, which forms the backbone, and it should be 10% of the total economy by then. And what do we have in the bioeconomy? We have agriculture, we have healthcare, food, pharma, all these things put together.
Absolutely.
So the Indian government has come up with a wonderful plan known as the Bio-E3 policy. In the Bio-E3 policy, they are covering 3 key areas for a nation to prosper and develop: employment, ecology, and economy. And there are 6 thrust areas in this. The first is bio-based chemicals and enzymes. Along with that, you have functional foods and smart proteins.
Sure.
And then you also have precision biotherapeutics. Then you have resilient agriculture with carbon capture and utilization, and advanced and futuristic space and marine research. And this is covered by 2 bulwarks. One is public-private partnership, and another is international cooperation.
I see.
And the underlying fundamental ethos is primarily governed by bio-AI, which is artificial intelligence hubs all over the nation to execute these 6 thrust areas, along with biofoundries or biomanufacturing areas with HR and governmental cooperation, interdepartmental cooperation. And if you look at some numbers, what we have is in 2014, the bioeconomy of India was $10 billion. And today, in 2025, it's $165 billion. So it's a 16x growth.
Staggering.
It's a staggering growth. And if you look at any developed nation, it should have 10%, as I already mentioned, of the general economy or the GDP. So 25 trillion by Viksit 2047 means we need to have a 10%, which is $2.5 trillion of bioeconomy.
Sure.
So from 165 billion to 2,600 or 2,500 billion is a 20x growth, which is slated to happen in the next 22 years. So we are looking at explosive growth ahead.
How has the pandemic essentially influenced your approach to R&D at High Media, sir? Be very curious to understand that.
That's a very pertinent question. And the key learnings we had was speed and collaboration. That is one critical area. And rapid scale up. For example, before COVID, we were manufacturing the viral transport media in India. We were the only manufacturer in India of these kits when COVID hit. We were producing something like 500,000 or 5 lakh kits, tests, you could say, tests per annum.
Sure.
But we got a call from the DPIIT and they said that the Prime Minister's office is in touch with them and we need to report to them because incidentally we were the only company in the nation that was manufacturing the viral transport media VTM kits.
Incredible.
So for the first 3 months, they said you need to ramp up because you have to support 140 crore people and nothing was coming into the country because of all the embargoes. So we ramped up from 5 lakh kits, 5 lakh tests per day, 5 lakh tests per annum to 5 lakh tests per day.
It's phenomenal.
And here the second lesson is one has to be very flexible, one has to be very agile, and one has to think out of the box. So essentially, instead of using the regular tubes that were not available, what was readily available were the vacuum tender tubes. We moved on to those. So we were able to succeed and do a lot of things at that time because of another thing that we had, and this is something we need to also inculcate going ahead, is cross-functional or cross-trained teams. So the teams need to have cross-functionality and cross-training so that they can move from one sphere of activity to the other if needed at very short intervals. And a very critical lesson that all of us learned is to each his own. Because when it really mattered and counted, everybody wanted to do their own thing. Nobody wanted to reach out and help. So we need to have supply chain resilience, we need to have supply chain independence, and we should be able to not only make the final product in our country, but also the intermediates, and if possible, go backward integrate up to raw material. Once we do all this, we will be in a very good situation.
When you think about the environmental impact of laboratory-based research or laboratory-based production processes, how does that factor into your priority list at High Media?
So High Media has always believed in sustainability and in working for a green planet, because this is the only home we have. There are a lot of initiatives that we have taken. Some very basic initiatives that we have taken are, we have set up a 3.3 megawatt solar plant, which has helped us to offset and get a lot of the carbon credits, also to reduce the carbon footprint by doing sustainable electricity generation. So we have a platinum LEED certified main headquarter today. We use a lot of sustainable packaging and reusable materials, and we are trying to move towards that consciously. We are also a ZLD or a zero liquid discharge facility where we try not to have any effluents going out, but try to use them internally and make it a ZLD plant, as it's called, a zero liquid discharge.
Sure.
And we have some thrust areas, which now I can actually enumerate, where we have created something really remarkable, I would say. So in microbiology, basically people use peptones, or these are meat products that come from beef primarily, because when these media or microbiology media, which are used in microbiology testing, analysis and so forth, were developed, they were developed by Robert Koch, Louis Pasteur. These are people from Europe, and they were used to eating beef and using that as a primary protein source. So what we did was we created an equivalent alternative where we have taken proteins from the plant kingdom. India is blessed with millets and so many types of grains. So we actually made blends of different grains and millets, and the proteins from these sources have equivalent or better performance than the animal based. So we have saved so far, based on the calculations that we have done, 3.5 million kilograms of carbon dioxide has not been released because we have used vegetable sources.
Well, sir, I hope that all of the engineers, researchers and entrepreneurs in the biotech space are certainly listening. And I want to congratulate you and applaud you for all your efforts to date. Thank you for sharing such a rich range of anecdotes with us from your personal and professional journey alike. So as we close this episode of AsiaOne Presents Let's Make India Great Viksit Bharat at 2047, we'd like to remind our viewers the essence of the Viksit Bharat initiative. That is fostering inclusive growth and ensuring every citizen contributes to the nation's advancement. Through this series, we'll keep meeting remarkable individuals who are shaping India's future and setting global benchmarks. So stay tuned.